Good afternoon, folks. Pleased to be back with you as we are into match play here at the 2016 PWBA Las Vegas Open with Aaron Smith, Jason Thomas. I'm Emil Williams Jr. Again, we thank you for tuning in. Bowl TV live on Extra Frame during the PWBA season. Thank the PWBA certainly for their partnership as well. Extra Frame, Tom Clark, Jeff Goodger, and the gang, Mike J. Our 12 match play participants determined had some interesting scores, of course, at the end of the cashers round after 18 games, and certainly what you'd expect at last game. Kind of not necessarily a position round, but whenever there's a cut line, the last game generally tends to be a little important, of course. And some folks moved in and some folks moved out, unfortunately. But certainly that is how things do go. The cut line was plus 220 when it was all said and done, and that was Shayna. Shayna actually missed a 10 pin in the 10th frame and was fortunate enough to not have that cost her, as she was able to make match play. Shannon O'Keefe shot 238 in the final game. That cashers round, that got her to plus 218. Again, just a couple pins shy. Missy Parkin had a nice 223 game. In fact, if Missy was able to strike out, she got the first in the 10th. I believe she had the back five at that point. Had she struck and doubled in the 10th frame, that would have gotten her on, or excuse me, into match play, I beg your pardon. So what we have, certainly, 1 through 12, they go like this. Rocio Restrepo, plus 523, again, entering match play. Restrepo has been solid throughout the day and most of yesterday, especially the afternoon. She got off to a slow start, but found her rhythm, found the right reaction, of course, and was able to match up. Liz Johnson was spectacular in the cashers round as well, moving to second. She was near the bottom, hovering around that 12th, or excuse me, that 7th, 8th position for a little bit, and consistently just moved up the ladder in the cashers round. She's at plus 476. A very nice block. Shannon Pluhowski, third, who we are watching right now on your featured pair. And right behind her, Sandra Gongora. Shannon at plus 429. Sandra plus 395 in fourth. Yufin New, also on the featured pair currently in fifth at plus 332. Jazreel Tan plus 320 in sixth. Amanda Green in seventh at plus 296. Kelly Kulick plus 288 in eighth. Stephanie Johnson plus 249 in ninth. Danielle McEwen used a big 257 game to make her way into the match play portion with plus 230. Carolyn Dorn Ballard, CDB, shot 201. Final game to get to 228. And Shayna Ung, as we talked about, 160 did not cost her. Shot 164, and it was just enough at plus 220. So those are your 12 match play finalists. If you are just joining us and haven't heard us talk about the event format, now we will really get an opportunity to see the differences, or excuse me, the difference in the new format, of course. The 12 qualifying games, 6 more in the cashers round, and now round robin match play for these 12 participants. But they are essentially grouped twice, a couple groups here based on seeding. So the seeds I just mentioned, the odd seeds are in one pod, the even seeds are in another pod. They are essentially bowling against one another, although they are mixed in on the lanes. So the groupings, they're not bowling against one another as far as groups are concerned. They're still mixed in on the lanes, but from a scoring standpoint, statistically, they are bowling against one another. So the 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, and 11, those 6 players bowling each other. Same goes for 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and 12. After the 6 games of round robin match play here, within those groupings, the top 2 from each will make the stepladder final, only televised one, and then the second, third, and fourth groupings again will continue to meet to determine the other 2 stepladder finalists as well. So a new and interesting format, and certainly looking forward to it. To see how things play out. Should invite lots of intensity and certainly some dramatic moments. As some spots, of course, of the TV show will be on the line. And we'll culminate again with the group stepladder final as well. Of course, several matches ongoing. Away from our featured pair. To my right, Jazreel Tan and Sandra Gongora. 30 bonus pins for a win. They're in match play. Jazreel Tan. Last 5 in a row here. Spare in the first, looking pretty good. Gongora, double spare, strike spare. Right now trailing in their match. Yufin Nu split in the second. Following the strike, sandwiched in there between a spare force as well, and now a 3-bagger, Bluhowski, with a 6-pin standing in front of her on lane 38. Started with a 3-bagger. And spare and strike. Gongora sending messengers on lane 42. It is good to see certainly these women back. A successful season last year in 2015. Their relaunch, I think, exceeded everyone's expectations. Fields were sold out. Waiting lists and such. We saw new winners, of course. We saw players who have been dominant continue to be dominant. We saw a peek into the future, and I expect to see the same yet again this season. Big double there by Gongora, just off your screen there. We've got a couple cameras, or at least one currently. We're working on doing some other things if we can throughout. Again, it's the first broadcast of the season. And just like anything else, we will evaluate as well. See what we can bring to you that's different, new, and how we can steadily improve the broadcast. Bluhowski with a strike in the 7th frame, but Finn Nu Now on a 4-bagger. Heard that in the background there. That was the wrapped in from Jazreal Tan. Here is Hufin New looking for 5 in a row. And she will get the carry. A very high flush there, but very nice shot. We got a tie match here between Pluhowski and Hufin New. On a rare miss on a single pin from Jazreal Tan. Missed the 10-pin there in frame 7. I'll give Gongora the slight opening there. Pluhowski, and that one misses the head pin left there. Take a look down the way. Amanda Green on a double headed into the 10th frame. Slight advantage over Stephanie Johnson. Pluhowski's spare attempt, able to convert as she heads to the 9th frame. Try to give you a quick look at Sandra Gongora. If you're unfamiliar with her, she's from Mexico, went to Wichita State University. She's Collegiate Bowler of the Year back in 2009. Helped the Shockers to a national title. In fact, it was the last title for the Lady Shockers. Chops the 10 out there. She'll walk it out. Nice 3-bagger for Gongora. Switch over to Hufin New. Gongora looking for 4 in a row here in the 9th frame. Max 259. Jazreal Tan, best she can do after the open, 257. She did follow it up with a strike in the 8th frame. Here's Hufin New now on 5 in a row. 9th frame shot. That is pure as well. And Gongora won't get the messenger on the 10-pin. Hufin New now in control of her own destiny in this match. And a 10-pin. That changes things up a little bit. Strike there would have sealed the match. Now Shannon Pluhowski should Hufin New spare and strike. Could strike out to win by 1. And of course, the always important bonus spins. She'll take care of the spare, get a few hand claps. Quick look at Jazreel Tan. She struck in the ninth. She has 257. Should she strike out here, the best Gongora can do is 238. 9-pin for Jazzy. And back over to New. Messenger won't go. Wow. Sitting pins all over the place. It wouldn't take out the 10-pin. And now a double. And 9 is a winner for Shannon Pluhowski. Tan able to convert. Strike will give her 236. So the work for Gongoro set to begin here in the 10th. This is Pluhowski, however. She needs a double. Packs the first one. In game one of match play, round robin, 2 groups. Odds are grouped with each other. Even seeds are grouped with each other. And that is odd seeds. I'll go over the seeding one more time. As Tan finishes up, she'll get the carry and shoot 236 here in game one. Same shot as Yufin New. Pluhowski needs the double. She will get it. And now 9 pins is a winner. 8 to tie, anything less. This game will belong to Yufin New. Singapore well represented here at the PWBA Las Vegas Open. There's Gongora shot. Gets the first one, the all-important. And now she will need the next. Pluhowski to finish it off. She will get 9. And that is enough, of course. The 1-pin victory for Shannon Pluhowski. 237 to 236. The win over Yufin New. Now over to Gongora. Right side of your screen. Needs a double. She's got the first. Here's the second shot. That one is high. And Jazreel Tan will take this game over Sandra Gongora. That was a 4-6 matchup. Again, the even seeds. Again, 236, 228. That game belonging to Jazreel Tan. Coming up on the featured pair, Tan will step over now, and she will face countrymate and teammate Sheena Ung. Of course, first new format. Certainly different than last season. A little more to keep up with as well. But as we go through it, certainly we will make sure we know what's going on. See Danielle McEwen again had a big last game to make match play. Double in the 10th. Give her the 3-bagger. Struck in the 9th, coming off a split in the 8th frame. She will get the victory nonetheless over Kelly Kulik. She shot 191. 4-pin there for Danielle. So 234 for McEwen. McEwen also in that even pot. Certainly no way to distinguish these 12 participants. A, because of the seeding, and B, because of the seeding. Liz Johnson, number 2, Gongora 4, Tan 6, Kulik 8, McEwen 10, and Shayna Ung 12. That is pretty darn tough. Restrepo 1, Pluhowski 3, Finn New 5, Green 7, Stephanie Johnson 9, that's Amanda Green, and Carolyn Dorn-Ballard 11. That's a pretty strong 12 match play participant overall. Again, individually facing off, of course, round robin match play in the even group and in the odd group. They are bowling one another in that regard. So on the featured pair again, Shayna Ung and Jazreel Tan. Tan and Ung talking to one another right now, of course. Obviously very familiar with each other's games. Should be a good match to watch there. Stephanie Johnson and Rocio Restrepo as well. It should be another good one. We will have some bonus coverage of that. Oh, Ung will get it started. Amanda Green and Shannon Pluhowski set to get underway as well. Kelly Kulik will face Sandra Gongora here on the right side of Texas Station, the high end. To our left, Carolyn Dorn-Ballard and Yufin New. Liz Johnson will take on Danielle McEwen.
All right, folks, Emil stepping away for a quick second. This is Aaron Smith with PWBA Communications taking over Bowl TV on Extra Frame for the 2016 PWBA Las Vegas Open here at Texas Station in North Las Vegas, Nevada. As Emil said, our featured matchups on 37 and 38, Shayna Ung and Jazreel Tan. Both from Singapore, both have put together a fantastic weekend so far and looking to make it in to that stepladder final. Our other match has not gotten away yet. Stephanie Johnson and Rocio Restrepo. But we will go over there shortly. Here's Tan in the second after a strike in the first, and that's just mean. She can laugh about it, but goodness. Her teammate on Team Singapore, Shayna Ung, was halfway up to go up for her second and third frame and had to sit back down after that unbelievable 8-pin. No problem on the spare, though. For most of the world, their first opportunity to see Shayna Ung in action was at the 2013 Queens when she made the TV show. Of course, Diana Zavylova ended up capturing that title. And Shayna had a very, very awesome week. I believe led qualifying for a while. That shot runs high, leaves the 3-6. It's an early 2-pin advantage for Tan. No problem on the spare. We'll switch over to 41 and 42. This is second frame for Rocio. She's working on a spare. Stephanie Johnson had a strike in the first. Comes in light, leaves the 2-8. Our leader through 18. Third frame, Shayna Ung working on back-to-back spares. Came in high in the second. That one gets a little bit right, doesn't make it back, leaves the 2. Go over to Rocio quick to see the spare conversion. Takes care of business. 2 early spares for Rocio. Stephanie Johnson with a strike in the first. As Jazriel Tan steps up in the third. A quick update in some of her other matches. Amanda Green and Shannon Bluhowski. Green working on the front 3. Bluhowski clean through 4, but just 1 strike. As Tan also comes in light. And open in the second frame for both Carolyn Dorn Ballard and Hoofin New. Looks like we need to get the 2-pin reset for Jazzy. Big thanks to the staff here at Texas Station. They've been doing some great work all week, making this a world-class environment for these top-notch athletes. Appreciate all their hard work to make this event a success. Two-pin respot, no problem. On the spare, we're all even after 3. There's a double on the far left of your screen for Carolyn Doran-Ballard. She's going to hold the early advantage after both her and Hu Fin Nu open in the second. Here's Tan, fourth frame. That one makes it back. Don't leave 8 pins that way. Switching over to our other match, Rocio up in the fourth frame. 9-spare, 8-spare strike for Stephanie. Strike, 8-spare, 9-spare. Looking for the early double and comes in light. That's 2 shots in a row on that lane. Ball just hasn't made it all the way back. Tough break there for Shane. A pretty good shot, just creeps a bit high, 4-9. We have an update through 1, so we'll get you that real quick here after Shayna's attempt at the split. And that is just bad luck right there. Puts the 4 in front of the 9. Goodness. So Tan takes the advantage in Group A, which features Shannon Pluhowski, Rocio Restrepo, Hu Fin Nu, Amanda Green, Carolyn Doran-Ballard, and Stephanie Johnson. We see Shannon Pluhowski move into the top spot. She won her first match, shooting .237, so add 30 bonus pins onto that. Puts her at plus 496. Rocio struggled out of the gates, 141 in a loss. She's at plus 464. Hu Fin Nu in third, plus 368. Amanda Green in fourth, plus 362. Green won her match. Carolyn Doran-Ballard plus 262. Stephanie Johnson plus 255. Nice bounce back from Shayna in frame number 5. In Group B, despite losing her first match, Liz Johnson still holding on to the top spot at plus 502. Sandra Gongora in second, plus 423. Jazriel Tan in third, plus 386. She won her first match. Danielle McCune won her first match as well. She's at plus 294. Shayna Ung at plus 287 after a win. And Kelly Kulik sits in sixth after a loss, plus 279. Not the shot Tan was looking for in the sixth after the double, leaving the baby split. Nice conversion by Tan. Stays clean. Holding the advantage early on. Stephanie Johnson delivers a 3-bagger in frames 4 through 6. We'll go to her 7th frame in just a moment. She's got the lead against Rocio Restrepo. Once again, Restrepo fell out of the top spot in her group, taken over by Shannon Pluhowski after a rough first game, 141. So here's Stephanie, frame number 7, working on 3 consecutive strikes. She looks locked. Rocio may fall 2 games to nothing quickly here for the round robin. Shenong, 7th frame. Still looking to get something going here. Rough break in the 4th frame with a 4-9. That might have been the best shot of the game so far. Finds herself down 21. Rocio delivers a strike in the 7th frame, but still hasn't found a double. She's struck 3 out of the 4 times she's been on the right lane, but has yet to connect on the left. Here's Tan in the 7th, converted to 310 last frame. Back-to-back mixers on the right lane. Maintains the lead at 21. Here's Rocio in the 8th, still looking for that first strike on the left lane. It's coming light every time and gets to the 1-3. Leaves the flat dime though. Tan can put herself in good position here. 8th frame. Trips the 4, had extra pins flying at it just in case. Her second double, 4 out of the last 5. Rocio 8th frame looking to cover up the single pin. She's staying clean, but it doesn't look like it's going to be enough here. Stephanie Johnson working on 4 in a row. She's going to step up here, 8th frame. Looking to extend the lead. Great shot, rings the 10. It's going to drop her max into the 240s, but she's still coasting here. Shenong leaves the 3-6-10 in frame number 8. One of our other matches going on, Carolyn Doran Ballard and Hugh Finn New. Since the open in the 2nd frame, Doran Ballard has not missed. She's getting ready to step up in frame number 10. Hugh Finn New hasn't missed since the 6th though. Till her second shot of the 10th. She's going to have a shot at 227 with the spare. It's not going to be enough, even if Carolyn was to open in the 10th, she'd be in the 230s. So Doran Ballard going to collect the win. Stephanie Johnson up 30 pins on Rocio. With the 9th and 10th frame left there. Rough game for Shannon Pluhowski, finishes with 178. Amanda Green's going to take the win, just a matter of her final score. She can still get to 228. Nice shot by Shayna. Might be a little bit too late, though. She can max out at 204. So Tan can wrap up the win here in the 9th and the 10th. As a max of 245. Definitely wouldn't need it all, but take them when you can get them, especially in this format where pins do carry over. Takes care of business, frame number 9. So she'll just need good count on this first shot to collect the victory. Tan's going to improve to 2-0. Ung will fall to 1-1. Eight is enough. So Jazriel Tan, your winner on 37 and 38, back to 41 and 2. This is the 9th frame for Rocio, still down 30. She can max out 207 with 3 strikes on the 10th. Right lane had been her good lane. So for Stephanie Johnson, she'll just need count here to improve to 1-1. Sandra Gongora, 236 to 189 victory over Kelly Kulik. Carolyn Dorn-Ballard, 243. Hugh Fenu, 227. Rocio just not finding it this game. Staying clean, but clean was not going to get the W against Stephanie Johnson, the 2015 PWBA Rookie of the Year. Had the opportunity to defend her title at the PWBA Wichita Open. It's during the Midwest swing of the 2016 season. Jazriel Tan finishes up with 220. Best Shayna Ung can get to 184. Rocio, no problem on the spare. But for someone who had dominated this tournament up to this round, she's going to have her work cut out for her. Once again, dropped to 2nd in her group. Shannon Pluhowski taking over the lead. Shannon did struggle though, 178 in a loss to Amanda Green. So Rocio will gain a few pins back, but still finds herself down after 2 games. So 193, her final total. Stephanie can step up here, 237 still out there. Gets the first one in the 10th, mixes them up. Gets another. She's in the 230s now, so Stephanie found herself outside of the group step ladder after the first game. Plus 255, need to get to plus 362. So 237 still out there, along with those 30 bonus pins. That'll certainly help the case. .237, 193, Stephanie Johnson over Rocio Restrepo. All right, moving into game number 3 over on 37-38. Kelly Kulik taking on Liz Johnson. Kelly cleans up the single pin. Our other match will feature Shannon Pluhowski taking on Carolyn Doran-Ballard. It's over on 41 and 42 here at Texas Station. This is the 2016 PWBA Las Vegas Open, the opening event of the 2016 Tour season. We're excited to be here on Extra Frame, bringing you wire-to-wire coverage up into the stepladder finals. Once again, those will take place May 26th at the Orleans right here in Las Vegas. Those finals will air on June 7th, Tuesday evening, on CBS Sports Network. Liz takes care of the 3-6-10, so all even after one. Let's take a look at CDB. Pluhowski split in the first frame, so she has a 9 up there. This is the opening shot of match 3 for Doran-Ballard. And the 4, 6, 7. Takes 2 all even after 1. Liz Johnson delivered a strike in frame 2. Here's our second look at Kelly Kulik. Standings are updated through to Shannon Pluhowski, still holding on to the lead in Group A at plus 474. She's 1-1 so far. Rocio, 17 pins behind at plus 457. She's 0-2, however. Amanda Green starting to creep up there, getting to plus 400. She's 2-0. Plus 404, the exact total. Hugh New, 0-2, plus 395. Carolyn Doran-Ballard, plus 355, but she's 2-0. And Stephanie Johnson, we just saw get the win over Rocio. Now at plus 322. So for Stephanie, still has to make up 70 plus pins on New to make the group step ladder. Also has to worry about Carolyn ahead of her too. In Group B, Liz Johnson leading the way, but the deficit has been cut. She's at plus 495, but she's 0-2 so far. In match play, Sandra Gongora 6 pins behind at plus 489. She's 1-1. As Kulik delivers her first strike. Sitting in third in Group B, Jazriel Tan, who's 2-0. We just saw her get the win against Shayna Ung She's at plus 436, so she's still hanging around. Has a shot at that top spot. Danielle McCune, also 2-0. She's at plus 328. Shayna Ung, 1-1, plus 271. And Kelly Kulik is 0-2. And at plus 268. And the high flush 10, you don't get to see that one too often. For Liz, you expect a 4-pin maybe a 9-pin there, but see the 10. Back-to-back 10 pins for the USBC Hall of Famer and reigning PWBA Player of the Year. Trying to maintain that top spot and earn an automatic berth onto the TV finals. Once again, the top performer in each group for total pinfall, including bonus pins when it's all said and done, so this is all carrying over. Earns a spot on TV, so overall pinfall with bonus pins determines who's the top seed and who's the second seed. Ten pins for everybody right now. With the conversion, Kulik will find herself down 1, heading into frame number 5. Piece of cake. Shannon Pluhowski, this is her 4th frame, working on a strike. Left-hander rings the 7. Oh, no, kicked it out. Excuse me. For Shannon, she had a split in the first, 9 spare in the second, and working on a double now. For Carolyn, we saw the split in the first for her. She delivered a double in the second and third, 9 spare in the fourth. Pluhowski makes it 3 in a row. Kulik delivered a strike in the 5th. Here's the 5th frame for Liz Johnson. Runs high once again. We saw her just leave the 10-pin last time. Now looking at more trouble, the 4-10. She'll take the one, and for the first time we've seen someone kind of take the edge in this match. So Kulik working on a strike in the 5th frame. See how Liz bounces back here. That one's going to have to hustle, and 2-8. Quick look at Carolyn. Nearly disaster. It's a leg kick on the 7-10, still standing. She struck in the 5th. That was the 6th frame. She finds herself down to Shannon Pluhowski. Liz, a pat on the back. Finds herself down 12 at the moment. Kelly can push it to 22 with a double. That's a big time shot there to hopefully get herself back into the mix. Having a little fun there, checking the watch. She says it's about time I start striking like that. We've seen Kelly take advantage of opponents' miscues many, many, many times in the past. Here she is, frame 7. She's making copies there. That looked exactly like the other one. Big 3-bagger. Liz Johnson in trouble here in match number 3. Once again, Liz running high on the right lane. 4-pin this time. Take a look at Shannon in the 7th. Spare in the 6th frame. Ten back in the 7th. Holds a 9-pin advantage over Carolyn. Here's the classic form of CDB, attacking this 39-foot pattern pretty directly. Kicking that 10 out. Big strike in the 7th. She's looking for a double in the 8th. Here's Liz Johnson. Get in the late kick on the 10. Might be a little bit too late, though. Kelly Kulik delivering 3 in a row. Those last 2 looked very, very good. She might be finding the look here on 37 and 38. Once again, Kulik in 6th place in her group at plus 268. She's chasing the plus 328 number of Danielle McEwen, so let's look at Carolyn, 8th frame, looking for a double, asking for it to get over, and 7-pin. Still down against Pluhowski. And that's just too good. 4 in a row for Kulik. 6-time major champion. Carolyn with the spare. Her max score now 218. Pluhowski can still get to 247. That one mixes but doesn't get it the 4 out. For Kelly though, staying clean here will be enough, especially if Liz can't find a double in the 9th and the 10th. It's essentially over. Pluhowski delivered a double in the 8th. Makes it 3 in a row, big shot. She's now up 29 in the match. Liz just has not figured out lane 38. Runs high once again. She can max out at 195, so Kelly Kulik is going to record the victory. CDB looking to force Shannon to show up in the 10th here. Carolyn can still get to 218. Runs high, 4-pin. Carolyn all around the pocket this game, just not getting the hits. Really double. Shannon's just going to need count on her first shot to lock CDB out here. Liz talking to Jim Callahan before this fill ball comes up. Liz never got it going on lane 38. Finishes up with 184. So if Gongora has put together a decent game, she's going to move into that top spot. Sandra taking on Shayna Ung. A few pairs to our left, and she's having some struggles here as well. 104 in the 7th, working on a spare in the 8th. Shayna Ung, 138 in the 7th, working on a spare in the 8th of her own. Jazriel Tan putting up a big number way down there to our right. She's going to beat Danielle McCune. She can actually shoot 280 with one more strike. McCune in the books at 203. Stephanie Johnson taking on Hu Fen Nu. Johnson looking at a bucket in the 9th frame. She's going to have the advantage going into the 10th. If she converts, or if she doesn't convert, it's going to be very, very close. Takes care of the spare, though. So you heard a round of applause. Jazzy Tan finishing off that 280. She was sitting in 3rd at plus 436. That might be enough to actually push her into that top spot. Both players in front of her struggling a little bit. I think everybody's happy to get off of lane 38 at this point, as Kulik records the 224-184 victory. Stephanie Johnson opens in the 10th frame, finishes with 185. So for Hu Fen Nu, she'll need a mark with good count. 18 total will get her the victory. All right, this isn't the greatest angle, but it's our next closest match. Hu Fen Nu defeats Stephanie Johnson 188 to 185. That's Rocio Restrepo converting the spare in the 10th frame. She can get to 191. Amanda Green's just going to need, well, it depends on what count Rocio gets here. Green 163 in the 8th. A strike in the 9th. So she's able to get 9 in 2 balls. That would be 191. Rocio just ran past us. She's looking for a different ball, I believe. Trying the football here. You'll see Rocio walking by in just a second. There she is. So Rocio in position to drop to 0-3 after dominating the first 18 games. All right, Rocio all set. Looking to get to 191. Through the nose. The official tally 188. So she leaves the 6-7-10 with the ball change. So 8 and 2 balls for Amanda Green will be enough. And goodness, that's the 4-6-7. So she needs at least one to secure the W. She could have gotten to 223 that game. Looking to catch up to Rocio in the standings. Takes two, that's going to be enough. 191 to 188. Your final tally. Amanda Green with the win over Rocio Restrepo. So we'll bring our cameras back to 37 and 38. 41 and 42. The next match coming up, Shayna Ung and Kelly Kulik in match number 4. A pair of strikes for Shayna and Kelly. We'll go back to our feature pair featuring Carolyn Dorn-Ballard and Amanda Green. As soon as Amanda attempts to cover the 3-6-10, we've been seeing a lot of those on the right lane. We'll get you a rundown of standings after 3 rounds, or 3 matches, I should say. And wraps the 6 around the 10. Early open for Amanda Green. In Group A, Shannon Pluhowski still on top of the standings, plus 515. She's 2-1. Rocio falling farther behind at 0-3. Still in second, though, plus 445. Amanda Green who we just saw get the win. She's 3-0. And at plus 425, Hugh Fanu in fourth at 413, holding on to that final spot in Group A for the stepladder. Carolyn Doran-Ballard, first one out, plus 332, so she's got some work to do, nearly 80 pins to make up. Stephanie Johnson in sixth, 1 and 2 at plus 307, so more than 100 for Stephanie to get back in it. Over in Group B, as we mentioned, Jazriel Tan with a big 280. She has shot 736 and is 3-0, and she moves into the top spot. She's at plus 546. It's a big jump that she holds over the rest of the group. Liz Johnson drops to second. She's 0-3. She's at plus 479. Sandra Gongora, some struggles. She's 1 and 2. And at plus 438, Danielle McEwen holding on to the final spot, plus 331. She's 2 and 1. Kelly Kulik making up a little bit of ground though. Only 9 pins behind, plus 322. We just saw her win her first match. Shayna Ung is 2 and 1, but she is in sixth at plus 298, so not too far away. She's a big game away from getting right back in this. Here's Carolyn looking to make it 3 in a row. That's a Hall of Fame quality shot right there from the USBC Hall of Famer. Can definitely make a run here. Heading into the final few matches. We will have a position round for match number 6. And we'll have our top seeds as close as possible here to us on Extra Frame. We'll switch cameras, go over to Kelly Kulik. Third frame, working on a double. Messenger doesn't scoot the right way. Shayna Ung also in that match. She has essentially the same start. She started with a double 9 spare. So Kelly looking to match to keep it even. Early in game 4. Other matches this round, Jazriel Tan against Liz Johnson. Rocio Restrepo versus Hu Fennu. Sandra Gongora taking on Danielle McEwen, and Shannon Pluhowski taking on Stephanie Johnson. Fourth frame for Amanda Green. And trouble for Green. PWBA Lincoln Open champion. She recorded the wire-to-wire victory last year, the Lindenwood University graduate. Former junior Team USA member as well, but she's in trouble here early on against Carolyn Doran-Ballard. She'll get the 2. And in a big hole early. Great shot there by CDB. Had a magical 2001 season, capturing 7 titles on her way to being named Player of the Year. One of those titles, the Was the Queens. She had to wait a few years to get back on tour, but definitely happy to be here. Excited to do work against the kids. Runs a little bit high, can't get the 4 to go. Still big lead early on here. This is the 5th frame for Shayna Ung. Started with the double 9 spare in the 3rd, strike in the 4th, and now staring down the 8 pin in her 5th frame. For Kelly Kulik, double of her own to start, 9 spare in the 3rd, strike in the 4th. So Kelly can take the lead with a strike, or she can keep even with a spare. Take a look at Amanda Green, 5th frame. She's going high both shots here on the right lane. And just a tad high once again, leaves the 4. Here's Kulik in the 5th. And she takes the lead. Green finds herself down 50 plus. Heading into the 6th. There's Kulik in the 6th, looking for 3 in a row. Looking to make a late run here. Earn a spot in that group step ladder finals. Kelly, 5 out of 6 to start. To our left, Sandra Gongora starting off with 6 in a row. Her match against Danielle McEwen, looking to get back near the top of the standings in Group B. Great shot by Shayna. Has to look at a 9 pin. Sixth frame for Shayna now in the books, but finds herself down. We'll head back. 37-38, Carolyn Doran Ballard up in the 6th. 4 out of 5 to start. In cruise control. CDB needs a big game to put some pressure on the rest of the field in front of her. 413, the plus number to get to the top 4 in Group A. Carolyn at plus 332. Despite the open, Dorn Ballard still in great position. But every pin counts here in the home stretch. Going to welcome back Emil Williams Jr. to the booth. What's up, Emil?
Hey, Ron. I tell you what's up. Well, what's not up, unfortunately. Shayna Ung in the carry issues her last 3 frames. 8-pin, 9-pin, and then throws a pin over at the 10 and still doesn't go.
That's just not right.
It is not.
Yeah, she's in trouble against Kelly now. Kelly seems to be finding the look here late. As Carolyn delivers the strike in the 7th, we'll go to Kelly really quick. 7th frame. She gets the kick. That's a mean messenger. And 6 out of 7.
And that's a a good example of one getting the break, obviously, and the other not. And so, yeah, Kelly started to make a small run here, and it's like a kind of a 2-part phase to the new format.
Definitely, she won her first match in the last round. We had that on Extra Frame. After averaging 190 through her first 2, shot 224. Now looking to make the big jump. She's definitely within range. Danielle McEwen holding on to the last spot in Group B for the step ladder. Plus 331. Kelly was at 322. Danielle, no doubles this game. She's clean through 8, but definitely looks like we're going to have a switch here. And Kelly Kulik is going to make the leap into the number to keep her championship round dreams alive. When you throw it that good, you don't have to worry about carry. So,
yes, that was packed. Saw pins flying up. Although sometimes that can result in those high blower 7s. Was a good shot nonetheless from Shayna, and again, really starting to see the format take shape. Top 2 from each grouping, Group A, Group B, earn essentially automatic berths into the televised final. Another good one there from Shayna Ung.
that was her 9th frame. Can max out at 237. So for Kelly, just a pair of marks will put her into the 240s. Decent count, of course. Amanda Green, still just 1 strike through 8. Her max score, 190. CDB on a 2-teen pace. Also looking to make it into the top 4. This is a statement game from Kelly. Just letting everyone know, I'm hanging around, and here I am.
K squared.
K squared.
In the building.
8 on 9, just a 10-pin in the 3rd frame. Her only non-strike so far. Kelly gets the first hit in the 10th. Sandra Gongora going to put up a big game here. Has a chance to shoot 278 herself against Danielle McEwen. She's going to, she's already locked up the W. Shannon Pluhowski 242 to 206 over Stephanie Johnson. Liz Johnson making a late run against Jazriel Tayan, throwing 4 in a row. She's going to be up for her second shot in the 10th. She can still get to 208 after a rough start. So she can actually shut out and get shut out with one more strike and get some count. A few pairs to our right. Not this time, though. No messenger. Second shot of the 10th for Kelly. 260's all right, though.
Kelly's just moving up the rankings here. The ladder. Shayna trying to do the same thing. That last spot in Group B. That's why it's really obviously carry of utter importance when you're trying to make a move like that. We have dual step ladder finals. That's going to be cool.
It's definitely going to be exciting. Going to have a lot going on. It's going to be pretty hectic. But it's going to be fun to watch right here in Extra Frame. 2016 PWBA Las Vegas Open. So 268, the official final tally for Kelly. It's tough to shoot 230, possibly 237 here and not gain on the field, essentially, or at least the number you're trying to chase. It's going to be less than that. Can still get to 215. Sandra Gongora gets the first strike in the 10th, so she's going to be in the 260s at least. Tenth frame for Amanda Green. She's currently in the number for Group A to at least be part of the group step ladder. So even though this match, she's not going to get the win, she's making sure every pin. The look she had early on that right lane, and 2 opens in the first 4 frames, getting to 190. It's a pretty nice comeback.
Yeah, 190 out of that is, she'll take that without a doubt. To lose 10 pins total, of course, she'll lose extra when you factor in bonus. But that, it's, not 130, not 140.
Well, unfortunately for Amanda, it's now 170 after the big 4. Still at 190 out there. So she was at plus 425. Her and Hufin New of Singapore had some cushion room against Carolyn Dorn-Ballard, but CDB could go 80 plus. Here she's able to strike out, can still get to 256 plus the 30. First shot of the 10th. That's how you get the 10 pin to kick out, kids.
If there's ever been a master at that, it is CDB.
Match between Rocio and Hufin New. Way down there on the right, to the right of us here. The only other match going on right now. Hufin New can get to 188. Rocio has a chance to get that first W. Four, 6, 7, but better there than on the first shot, so she'll be in the 240s. So nice. We've seen two big swings here in Game 4. Kelly Kulik, 268, recording the win. Carolyn Dorn-Ballard gonna get herself right by the number to have a chance. 242, 174. Dorn-Ballard over green.
Yeah, factor in that bonus. The CDB should have just move around Amanda Green by a couple pins. That is in Group A.
That's Group A, yep. This Amanda will actually drop to, if it was 174, that'll put her at plus 399. Carolyn going 70 plus over with the bonus, so that'll put her right ahead of Amanda Green. So just like that, this is this position round. We're gonna be moving. We'll have those. And once again, we'll have all that here on Extra Frame, and of course, we'll take a quick break after we finish the position round. Get things set up for the group step ladder finals right here. Bowl TV on Extra Frame. Then we'll know our 4 finalists for the step ladder. That'll take place later this month, 25 days from now, May 26th. Over at the Orleans, we will have the finals of 4 events. The PWBA Las Vegas Open, the Nationwide PWBA Sonoma County Open, the PWBA Storm Sacramento Open, and the USBC Queens, all taking place. Liz Johnson taking on Sandra Gongora. To our right, Liz delivers a strike to kick things off. For Sandra, fresh off a big game against Danielle McEwen. Looking at the 4-7-10 to start. Our other match on Extra Frame will be Shannon Pluhowski taking on Rocio Restrepo. Essentially heading into this round, this is kind of like the position round before the position round. These were the top seeds in Group A and Group B.
Liz on that early double, now looking for 3. She has moved further out. As you can tell by that shot. Too many competitors playing where she is currently. And if Liz certainly has a look out there, and she's the only one able to do it at that point, or at least attempting.
Yeah, definitely a contrast of styles and way of attacking the lanes here between our two competitors.
Sandra's release just is very, very solid. I mean, clears it perfectly. And she gets obviously a fair amount of power. Revolution's able to cover more boards, of course. At the beginning of this block, still didn't see that many players, playing still that outside portion of the lane, or at the very least, going up the lane from the attack standpoint. While not covering many boards, still a left to right ball motion for most.
We do have standings up through 4. Shannon Pluhowski maintaining the lead in Group A. She's 3-1 and plus 587. She's 120 pins up on the field. Rocio in second. She's 1-3, plus 466. Carolyn Doran-Ballard making a big jump all the way from 5th to 3rd with that 240 game, plus 404. Hu Fen Nu of Singapore holding on to that last spot, plus 401, just 2 pins ahead of Amanda Green, plus 399. Stephanie Johnson at plus 313. She's going to need a very big effort in her last 2 games, but still not out of it. In Group B, Jazriel Tan 3-1, holding on to that top spot, plus 536. Excuse me. Sandra made up a lot of ground though. She's 2-2, plus 530. Liz Johnson still hanging around, plus 503. So that top spot can still go to anyone. In the 4th spot, Kelly Kulik with the big 268. She's at plus 420. Shayna Ung and Danielle McEwen both at 313. So 3 of our competitors at plus 313. How about that? All 3 of them need a big finish here.
Well, Danielle made a shot 230, if I'm not mistaken, to make the top 12 in the final game. Moved into 10th place. Not there yet from a last game perspective, but getting to that point. Can she make the climb and the jump again?
That's 5 in a row to start for Liz Johnson, taking the commanding lead early versus Sandra Gongora. For Sandra, split in the 1st, strike, spare, strike. She'll be up in the 5th. We'll take a quick look over at our other pair, Rocio and Shannon. Rocio, an early double of her own, looking to cut into some of the difference. About 121 back. Good shot, rings the 10.
Really like Rocio's attitude. She struggled a little bit here in match play early on, obviously, and each shot you just see her just give herself a quick hand clap, a pat, and kind of go back to work, not really showing the frustration that that may be clear, of course, on the inside, but able to stay even keeled for the most part here, which is good. Still, again, several games left, and she's still in good position, although leading the event, she'd love to take one of those automatic spots, no doubt about that. But if you can still be in position to make the show, that's really all you can ask for after a start like that.
And once again, she's got a little bit of buffer room between her and Carolyn. 62 pins at the moment, because just making it to that, or not having the ball in that first match puts you one closer. So obviously Same thing like taking the top seed, just have to win once to take the title or to make the show. In this case, Shannon delivers a strike in the third. So right now, you know what? We really haven't talked much about that top seed for the show, those 2 automatic spots. Shannon Pluhowski looking to lock that down here, plus 587. Jazriel Tan in Group B, plus at 536.
Yeah, and that's really first and foremost, essentially what's as far as what's on the line now. You know, multiple things at once. 1 automatic berth from both groups. Those will belong to the top seeds in each, or the the top total pinfall leaders after match play in each group.
We'll switch back to Liz here, looking for 6 in a row.
Oh, how about that?
How about that? It's Hall of Fame carry right there.
Class of 2015.
Go back to Rocio really quick. Frame number 4.
That's a good shot.
Gets a little carry of her own. 3 out of 4 to start. Liz does not waste time getting up there. Looking to make a big jump here. Plus 503, 7th frame. Taking care of business.
Taking care of business every day.
Bachman Turner Overdrive would be happy of your performance right there.
Taking care of business every day. That is the LJ way. How about that? I know you like it.
I am smiling right now. I will say that.
She's also using 2 different bowling balls.
I noticed that as well. That was possibly getting some information from one of the ball reps. You see Del Ballard standing not too far away. Seen something on that lane. Here's Sandra in the 6th. Gets her first double. But not much you can do in a match when you got a Hall of Famer throwing 7 in a row at you to start.
Yeah, there's some bowlers, and we've all done it, where you watch them throw a shot and then you just shake your head, but not in disappointment.
Mm-hmm.
You just are amazed at how well they throw a bowling ball.
Certainly the case this week for a lot of these players.
Absolutely.
It's been an absolute pleasure to watch.
It's got to get up.
So Shannon Pluhowski, our current front runner for the top seed at the PWBA Las Vegas Open, looking for 3 in a row, delivers.
We talked about earlier how went through some of the championship round appearances and match play appearances from last season, specifically for Shannon Pluhowski, that is, excuse me. 6 match play appearances and a couple championship round appearances, but you know, obviously one of the top players in the world. And you say to yourself, man, she didn't win a title. And say to yourself, well, that's probably going to change.
Gotta think so. And she wants to find herself 1 match away. 4 in a row. Here's someone who's won a few titles in her day. 3 of them last year on the way to PWBA Player of the Year, looking for 8 in a row to start Game 5. Gets it. For Sandra, she's going to fall to 2 and 3 here. Because her opponent is just doing work. Shout out to Sean Lee there. Do work.
Saw Sean this week. He was at the USBC convention with John Gaines and newly elected board member Jeff Usry. What's that, a hook? Nice run there by Liz. That one just looked like it got a little extra bounce. Bounced right up the lane near what looked to be 1-2 from our angle here. Just didn't get up the hill. Makeable spare, certainly. Sometimes not the easiest. 2-5-8.
Chops it, but still has a chance to get into the 260s here. 265 still available. She's already got the 30 plus. As Sandra can only get to 218. We'll switch back to Rocio and Shannon. Rocio in the 7th. She's seen a lot of 9 counts up there.
Here is Shannon Pluhowski, looking to continue to her pace. Looking for 5 in a row. Gore on the other side. Nice strike there. She'll get the first in the 10th. We'll take you there in 1 second. Another great shot from Pluhowski. Pluhowski with the fam in attendance. Second shot in the 10th for Gongora. Impressive. That one is too.
This Pluhowski Restrepo match looking very similar to the Kelly Kulik Shayna Ung match we we just saw in Game 4, where Rocio can step up here in the 9th and 10th, get to 230, and just isn't going to have a chance to make up any ground.
And a key component for Rocio was the lack of carry.
Has been around the 1-3 the whole time, just getting all 10 to cooperate. Different story. Goodness gracious.
That sums it up.
We were talking about it too much, and look what happened. That's our bad, Rocio. It's our bad. Danielle McEwen in good position to get the win against Shayna Ung. Shayna can max out at 190 with the 10th frame to go. Danielle can strike out the 9th and 10th to get into the 240s. Carolyn Dorn-Ballard in the driver's seat against Stephanie Johnson. To our right, Kelly Kulik finishes 216, but she's going to record the win against Jazreel Tan. Jazzy can max out at 170. So she was leading that group. 218 for Sandra. That's actually going to be enough for Sandra to go around her, but Liz is going to go around all of them with the win in the big game. So what just happened? Did I black out? Just like that. How cool is this format? This is, there's so much going on. It's just craziness.
That is match play at its finest. Throwing a couple wrinkles. Something new. Creative. Rare miss there in the single pin from Danielle. Doesn't hurt the cause, but leaves a couple pins out there.
Yeah, in Group B, it's pretty much anyone's ball game right now. Between the 4 people currently in the cut for to at least advance to the into the group step ladder. Kelly Kulik, 217 plus 30 will put her at 467. She may be a little bit too far out after Liz's big game, though, but yeah, can definitely have a swing for that second seed. Definitely out there. Tan goes from 1st to 3rd just like that. Just as a reminder, folks, we will have a quick break here in Extra Frame as they tabulate the scores for the position rounds. Just make sure everything's all right. So we're leaving the cameras on, so don't go too far. Position round and match play coming up next here at the 2016 PWBA Las Vegas Open at Texas Station. I'm Aaron Smith alongside Emil Williams Jr., Jason Thomas. He's going to be doing some work with us as well. .257 for Shannon. Going to record the win plus 87 on the 87 she was already on. I'm going to call that 674. I don't know if it's right, but I'm going to call it. And she is going to have a great opportunity to find herself 1 win away. Capturing her first technical PWBA title. She's got titles.
She does have titles.
including the 2006 Queens. This would be the first as a PWBA member.
And that's would be historic in its own right. When you think about, obviously the tour not being around, and her, and I won't say her prime years, certainly, because she is still well within her prime. But I would say in obviously the early career years on tour, where perhaps I'm sure she'll bowl as many events as possible, and more than likely it's scheduled for all of them. But when you can just kind of zip and travel and do whatever you need to do, you know, it's very possible she could have 10, 15 titles by now.
Absolutely. Not much Rocio can do after a game like that, except, like you said, the little clap. Shake it off, move on to the next one. She'll get to plus 473. So she's still going to be in position for that second spot to get past that first round of the group step ladder, but definitely not where she was hoping to be entering the round.
Like CDB got a win down there against Stephanie.
199 to 186 it looks like. Amanda Green taking on Hufan New. Green in the books at 173. She's going to lose the match. Hufan New working on 3 in a row. She's stepping up in the 10th in just a moment here. She can max out at 236. .236 plus another 30. That would put her at, that'd be plus 467. So I misspoke just a minute ago that Rocio had some cushion. I just flat out lied. That's mean of me.
CDB still lurking in the wings too.
Absolutely. We saw her put up the nice 240 game 2 games ago.
And in all aspects, 170 hurts a little bit for Amanda, back-to-back 170s, but still within striking distance. She'll need some help. This is where that cushion you talked about for Rocio. I mean, she bowled phenomenal so far throughout until match play began. And it did not start well. But when your lead is relatively big, sometimes, of course, you have those extra pins to play with a little bit. And she's still in position to make the show. Automatically doesn't look very good at this point because Shannon Pluhowski has done what she's needed to do here in the match play bracket. Again, you mentioned that Group B. Group B is definitely it's up for grabs still.
Yeah, definitely a lot of moving and shaking can be done in this final position round. Kelly Kulick's been on a tear since starting 0-2. And Kelly's starting to throw the ball really well at the right time, and that's not good for anybody else in the field.
Not at all. And again, the slow start. Things start to come to her a little bit. She's able to capitalize. Liz Johnson picked up her first win 2 games ago. Nearly shot 300 as well. She'll take 265.
But the position around at the 2016 PWBA Las Vegas Open at Texas Station in North Las Vegas, Nevada is coming up next. Once again, a big thanks to everyone for joining us throughout the weekend. We're so happy to kick off the 2016 season. We're happy to be here to witness the top female players, not only in the country, in the world. Just look at this top 12. 3 players represented from Singapore, Mexico. All have a chance here to take home this title.
Colombia as well.
Colombia as well, yes. Rocio, can't forget Rocio. Just brought home a gold medal for Colombia at the Champion of Champions in Mexico, the qualifier event for the World Games in 2017. Rocio winning Masters. So according to the scoreboards on site here, it looks like we're going to have the same 2 feature matches going on. Since those were the 1-2 matches coming in. Just some names have changed, that's all. So it looks like Shannon and Rocio on 37 and 38 once again. Liz and Sandra over on 41 and 42.
Danielle and Shayna Ung. Danielle McEwen. Down on the high end. So essentially that's your 5-6 matchup. McEwen and Shayna Ung. Jazreel 10 and Kelly Kulik 3 and 4. And then once we get the actual updated totals, we'll know what Sandra Gongora will need to defeat Liz Johnson to move past her and earn an automatic berth onto the televised finals. That is Group B. And Group A, Pluhowski and again Restrepo, Jordan Ballard and Hufin New, Amanda Green and Stephanie Johnson. And you need to be in the top 4 to have any chance to make the finals. Top 4 of both groups. Again, the automatic berths to the leaders after this final game. And then 2, 3, 4. Leaders after, again, this game will be the automatic qualifiers. then 2, 3, and 4. Those seeds there where they fall in the standings. Again, after game 6, will be involved in a step ladder as well. All right, folks, we are down to the final game of match play, position round. On our featured pair, yet again, Shannon Pluhowski and Rocio Restrepo. Difference now, Pluhowski with a 201 pin lead over Rocio, and all but locked up. Berth on the televised finals, or in the televised finals, I should say, on the step ladder. That is in Group A. 2, 3, 4 still to be determined, and a couple things could happen. Amanda Green with an outside chance. She is 61 pins back of the number, currently held by Carolyn Doran Ballard. Ballard and Hugh Finn New doing battle just a couple pairs down the way. Stephanie Johnson, 134 pins out of the number. In Group B, Liz Johnson holds a 50 pin advantage over Sandra de Gongora. They are to our right. Jasmine Latan and Kelly Kulik, 3-4. With Danielle McEwen, 110 out of the number, and Shayna Ung, 163 pins out. Again, that is Group B. Liz and Sandra. They are on the same pair. Liz just shot 265 on this pair. Not for an errant shot in the ninth. The way things were going. Can't guarantee 300s, but she certainly would have been close. That's a big double to start things. Or Gongora. That was a powerful strike in the second frame. Knows what's at stake. 50 pins is 50 pins, but you got to do all you can. Perhaps your opponent will give you a break or two. Still 30 pins of bonus out there as well, so keep that in mind as we get closer to the end of this game. Pluhowski. She is just dead locked in. That's been money. Big wins. Four and 1 in match play. Lost the second game here early on, and that was her lone game under 200. Soft 7 there for Liz Johnson. Jason Thomas. Got now our man around town, if you will. Rocio just needs to get off this pair.
I could not agree more. This is it's just getting silly now.
Another 8-pin. I think she left one
She
on
left
the same
one.
lane.
Definitely that pair, possibly the same lane. Not 100% sure, but I definitely remember the 8-pin last game, though.
Boy. A couple wrap tins as well. Well, let's see what Mr. Thomas has cooked up for us. Let's go to Sandra de Gongora.
She's working on 2 strikes in a row. Here's her third frame.
That's just mean.
Just mean. Sandra, a longtime member of Team Mexico. Also had a fantastic collegiate career at Wichita State. Still looking for that big breakthrough performance here on the PWBA Tour, though, and we certainly will not be surprised when it happens. Just 50 pins back, you never know.
Four-bagger. Looking forward here. See the expression. And they've been no doubters so far.
No doubt.
Again, they've had experience just coming off the same pair. This is position round, so this is the 1-2 matchup here in Group B. And she had a pretty good look last game. A couple shots here and there that didn't get up the hill, but
yeah, it was still in the 2 teens, but her opponent had a 260 look, and 260, pretty tough to beat. A lot of them look just like that.
We have Liz Johnson.
In our other match, Shampluhowski starting off with the front 5. The only miss so far in that game has been the stuff 8 from Rocio. Otherwise, both of our competitors would be perfect so far. That left lane not cooperating for Liz right now.
Take you over to Rocio. You mentioned Pluhowski starting with the front 5. Here is Restrepo. They enter back with a double of her own. She'll slap that 4-pin out.
She's earned the right after some of the hits she's got in the past 2 matches. So Kelly Kulik starting with 4 in a row against Jazriel Tan. Pair of opens so far for Tan. She's gone strike, open, strike so far through 5. Carolyn Dorn-Ballard and Hu Fen Nu tied up at, or through 4. Both started with a strike, spare in the second, double in the third and the fourth.
Restrepo again. Backs that one, liked it. Let's go to Gongora. Five in a row now for Sandra.
We've talked about it so much this week, the having the short memory after whether it was a bad game or in Sandra's case, just a tough loss last match against Liz. Bowled well, but just wasn't going to beat Liz that game. Just Liz was dialed in and going to the same pair, and all of a sudden the tides have turned. It's like Jason Thomas knows we're talking about her. So he's zooming up the back of the jersey. Sandra looking for 6 in a row. Delivers. Amanda Green, who was About 60 pins behind Carolyn Doran Ballard. She's taking on Stephanie Johnson. 2 spares to start, strike in the 3rd, open in the 4th, strike in the 5th. Makes a double in the 6th, but CDB strike in the 1st, spare in the 2nd, 3 in a row. The Hall of Famer doesn't want to give up that spot in the group step ladder. Ballard also has the advantage in that match over Hu Fin Nu. Danielle McEwen, never count her out, even 110 back. Spare in the 1st, next 6, 290. Plus another 30 over Shayna Ung, you never know.
Trying to make it interesting.
Gotta wonder if Jazriel 10 maybe maybe peeking over there. Kelly Kulik.
Gore and Restrepo. Both up and both a part of the 2009 Wichita State Shocker National Championship squad. Sandra back in 2007 as well, along with Rocio, 2-time national champions. Front 7.
This seems familiar on this pair. Very, very familiar. Restrepo, 6 out of 7. Holding a slight advantage over Shannon Pluhowski, but Pluhowski is looking very good to lock up that spot. On TV, oh, tough break for Restrepo. We didn't have it there, but 7-10 in the 8th. It's the Sandra Gongora show right now, however. Her world, we're just living in it. String of strikes ends at 7. Gives back a little bit of count there with the 2, 4, 5, 7, 8. Doesn't get up the hill.
She had one of those shots on this lane in game 5 as well. That situation fortunate just to leave a single pin. And now multi-pin spare. Bucket plus the 7. Certainly not the easiest of spares to shoot.
So the difference in this match coming in, Gongora and Johnson, was 50 pins. With the spare, Sandra has the opportunity to throw strike in the 9th, double in the 10th. And good count to shut out Liz Johnson for that top spot.
There you have it, folks. A.A. Ron coming through with the necessities.
I'm sure Liz isn't going to mind applying the pressure here in frames 8 and 9. There's one.
Danielle McEwen still striking down there. Jazriel Tan, though, a big three-bagger for her. She was holding down that third spot in Group B.
I don't think Amanda Green is going to have enough to get around Carolyn Doran-Ballard. CDB with an open in the 6th frame, but rebounded with a strike in the 7th. Liz, not done yet. She can still shoot 250 this match, but Sandra has the chance to go up here, throw a few strikes. 275 is her max. Once again, 50 pins the difference with the bonus.
Just joining us, the Las Vegas Open position round match play. Group A, Group B. Right now, this is Sandra Gongora of Group B, trailing the top. See currently Liz Johnson by 50 pins. And that's her 9th frame shot, and she knew it off her hand. She can shoot 275. She had a 5 count in the 8th frame. So she's going immediately back, of course, to this left lane. Smith, what's our number here?
Double and 6. To get there, Shannon Pluhowski is going to be our #1 seed. If Sandra strikes out, she would be at plus 653. Shannon already at 674 over, and she's going to add on to that. She'll probably easily get to plus 700. So total pinfall determines the top seed from our 2 group winners, and the left-hander is going to be 1 game away from claiming that first PWBA title. But who's going to be the 2 seed? It could be Sandra Gongora. There's one.
Quick final look at Danielle McEwen's final shot, as Jason will try to get a quick score. 289. So 289 for McEwen. And back to Gongora. Gotta have it here.
What a shot. What a game. So that 289 gets Danielle McEwen to 485 over with the win, but doesn't look like it's going to be enough. Kelly Kulik and Jazriel Tan doing what they do.
Well, you got to admire Danielle. I mean, this is the 2nd time she is closed in a final game situation. Shot 230 to make the top 12 in the cashers round, and did the best she could do essentially, and shoots 289 to give herself a chance to make the group step ladder here today. Gore needs 6 to complete the shutout.
What a finish, 275.
Wow.
That'll get her to plus 653. For Liz Johnson, plus 648, most she can get to.
Liz just shot 265 in game 5, and that 9th frame, unfortunately, while not a strike, She chopped that spare, the 258. And if she shoots 270, maybe 280. Of course, she's got a little extra room, some more pins to play with there in the cushion, but gotta give all the credit in this one to Miss Gongora. I think she knew what she needed to have. If she didn't know the exact number, she knew she needed a big game.
She delivered.
A chance. And she absolutely delivered. Not a day late and not a dollar short, but on time.
So Kelly Kulik's going to get the win, 243. That's going to put her plus 539, so she'll actually move into third. Jazrael Tan will hold on to that fourth spot. Liz Johnson will be second.
Another look at Gongora there.
Gongora will be our top seed from Group B. Shannon Pluhowski is going to be our overall top qualifier. And will find herself one win away from taking home the PWBA Las Vegas Open. She's going to win this match, 247 to 224. What a performance by Shannon here at the end to just run away with it. Dorn Ballard finishes with 224. She's going to get the win against Hugh New, but it looks like they both will advance to the next round. Rocio Restrepo awaiting the winner.
So you can get you a good bird's eye view, some last second bowling going on there. Score sheets being finalized.
The official tally, 224 to 194. Victory, Carolyn Dorn Ballard. That'll be enough to move Carolyn into the 3 spot. Hugh New will hold on to 4th. Rocio will hold on to 2nd. So for Amanda Green, Stephanie Johnson, Danielle McCune, and Shayna Ung, it looks like their tournament run is over, but still a great performance to kick things off. Holy cow, talk about some awesome performances here, Mr. Williams.
Yeah, congratulations to Shannon Pluhowski and Sandra Gongora. Pluhowski, of course, had the big lead in the cushion, and so it wasn't in doubt in that regard. But on the other side in Group B, Sandra Gongora trailed by 50 pins to Liz Johnson for that top spot in Group B and an automatic berth in the televised stepladder final. Shot 275. It was enough as Liz shot 249. She needed a double and 6 after the 5 spare in the 8th frame. Did what she needed to do, and she is on television. And she will compete and have a chance to win the first final, the first PWBA Tour stop this season as the 2nd seed. Again, that show will be taped later this month. USBC Queens. Shannon Pluhowski, your top seed.
And number 2 on the TV step ladders will be Liz Johnson. My apologies. Sandra Gongora. Sandra.
Almost a moment there as tournament director David Sirocco just accidentally said the wrong name. But when that happens, you look, and I had to take a look at Aaron. I know he was doing his thing over here.
I freaked out a little bit. but then
We jazzed it up. I mean, it was everything that we needed.
we well, I have to give Damon a hard time about being the next Steve Harvey. So
Well played.
Rocio Restrepo.
Here, Restrepo again, as Aaron mentioned earlier.
The number 2 qualifier for the group step ladder will be Carolyn Dorn-Ballard.
CBB, again in the group step ladder. Rocio Restrepo, Carolyn Dorn-Ballard.
And in the opening match, Carolyn will face Hugh Fan New.
And Hugh Finn New. Hugh Finn New.
rocking the Penguins on her shirt today.
That's pretty cool.
So that'll be our Group A step ladder.
The high seed out of this will be, this time, Liz Johnson. And in the opening match, will be Kelly Kulick versus Jasmine Tan.
So Kulick versus Jazriel Tan. Winner takes on Liz Johnson in Group B.
At 5 o'clock, we have the matchups, and we will see you in just about an hour or so. Thank you so much.
So the group step ladder final will begin at about 5 p.m. Pacific time, I believe. Yes, 5 p.m. Pacific. And just about an hour, we got some things to set up, so we will take a short break. We'll come back and we'll have those step ladders for you when we return. Again, congrats to Shannon Puhowski and Sandra Gungora. Fantastic finish. They are on the show already. The final 2 participants in that to be determined in an hour or so. We'll talk to you soon, folks. You're watching the 2016 Las Vegas Open on Bold TV on Extra Frame.